Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Our life mastery consultant, our RN, our coach, our friend Susan Lunning from The Whole Health Way. Welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, Jill. Woohoo!
Great to see you, Miss Susan. Yeah. And please introduce yourself and, of course, your friend that's next to you. For those that are on the podcast, we also have her live on Zoom as well.
Yes, hello. I'm Susan Lunning, and I'm the owner and the creator in charge of The Whole Health Way. And you can go to thewholehealthway.com/gift, and that's your opportunity to check me out a little bit and see some of these videos and see what I can do to help you to live the life that you love living. And as one of those opportunities I had with Brenda Rose, I've been featuring my awesome clients on these shows. And they have been such an important part of my evolvement as a person, as a business owner, and just all around good human. So Brenda Rose, I have you in the Rose. She is with me today, and she is the owner of Life Journeys, and she's also an RN. And we have similar missions on how we came together. And I would really love for her to share about that. And I had an opportunity to coach Brenda in one of my programs. And so I really feel that she has a lot of information to share. And then after she shares all of those things, I'd love to share about a dream that came true for me the other day. So take it away, Brenda.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. I feel so honored to be asked to be a guest on this show. And it's always a little hard to talk about yourself, or maybe for some people, not so much, but I'm a nurse care manager. I started Life Journeys about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when I just was evaluating people in their homes for insurance and seeing that a lot of people were falling between the cracks of the system. If they didn't have a case manager through their insurance company, they oftentimes were not getting the help they needed. Maybe they made just a little too much money, but not enough. And so it really just seemed important to help, number one, address their safety issues and make sure that they were getting adequate nutrition, getting their meds managed. How are they getting to appointments? How's the house, looking? Are there just pathways, or is it managed well? Are they falling? Have they been in the hospital? And what's going on with the family? Because families can be kind of messy sometimes, especially when they're going through some of these changes. It just gets, it brings out old wounds and maybe unresolved conflicts between the children, between the parents. And it's a time when a nurse care manager working as an advocate can make such a huge difference, being the buffer in all that.
Wow. And let me ask you, by the way, you started coaching with Susan when exactly? And could you describe a little bit of the difference and how, of course, how it's been like now after you've been enlightened, how, things have thrived?
This is the big story, because I was working primarily with seniors, but I had the opportunity to take over a former county farm that had been abandoned 2 years prior. And it had sat empty and was a deficit for the county. And so it was a former mental health institution on a farm. And we were able to take over that property and put new life back into it. And as I was looking at the whole project, I realized that it was going to require way too much to change it for seniors. Yep. And something during that time in my life was really catching my attention, and it was human trafficking and the depth of what was happening with human trafficking. And I realized that we had everything we needed to create just a safe place to help women take that healing to the next level and get their life back and feel confident about themselves, being able to trust themselves again, build honest relationships with themselves and others, so that they can be around each other, around other people again, because it's a very traumatic thing that they've been through.
And so when and that was the mission that, our servants' hearts connected, and, the energy brought us together. And so I had learned that Brenda Rose was the person that I needed to connect with. And then we did end up connecting, and that's a very unique story and fun. But we just started collaborating together and just working together on things. And so the opportunity came up. And she was also, I was working with Jeff from Heroes for Home Care, who we interviewed. It was not last week, but the week before, Jeff Schultz with Heroes for Home Care. And we had created this idea to empower our caregivers by adding life coaching and brain injury training for our caregivers. And Brenda was helping us with a lot of those pieces. And so I asked Jeff, I said, what do you think about, you comping Brenda's coaching with me? Absolutely, he said. So I called Brenda, and I set up a strategy session, because that's a process to go through to unpack these things. And then I let her know that Jeff was going to comp her tuition. And so that's what's so beautiful. And today we're sitting actually in Peterson Holistic Services, where this all started. In 2019, I had this space, and now we are going to take over the space. And this is going to be the headquarters for Heroes for Home Care. And so we actually just finished just prior. We are trying to get all hooked up
Yeah, I got it.
To the what is it,
Internet.
the internet. Yeah. And but we were all in this room talking about planning the production videos and how we're going to move forward with our branding and our message of empowering caregivers. And we're using everybody's strengths and the mission of their servant's heart. And with each one of our business opportunities. So with, what Brenda's bringing in, and I'm bringing the life coaching, and we're all working together to make a better product for our caregivers, for them.
I have to say too, that working together with a team of this quality of professionals has just made a huge difference for all of us, and to be able to get past the rough spots, because we're entrepreneurs, we're nurse entrepreneurs, and we're people that are trying to make a difference from our passion. And that means we have to learn the business side of things too, and surround ourselves with others who get it, that can encourage us and help get us through those rough spots. So I would say the Dream Builders program came into my life just at a time where I really needed that encouragement, where I could step back and look at the whole bigger picture and see how it all fit together. And this is part of it now too. And it sounds kind of roundabout, but this is my way to come back and help Jeff and help his caregivers. And there's just so many ways that we all come together to strengthen and support each other and collaborate through helping people on their journeys.
Beautiful.
And so something that Brenda gave me when I was taking the photographs at the ranch a couple of weeks ago, the theme that I've wanted to talk about each time is about the self-care and the self-compassion, and how you can kind of move the needle to love on yourself. So, things just go a whole lot better. But I love this wonderful program that she's developed for the Firefly Creek Ranch. And this is the opening question. What are you doing for yourself first so that you can be your best for others? How are you restoring your own strength so that you can hold it together for the rest of your family or tribe. Well,
Mm.
come to the ranch and create some memories together as a group that is already connected, or ask about our specials during the week when you can come alone to reconnect with your inner voice. And this is, and she's got all sorts of wonderful options
Wow.
and, neat workshops and things. And this is where I'll get an opportunity also when we're doing retreats for me to do speaking and present my vision workshop. And so there's all sorts of opportunities out there for us to heal and love on ourselves, but you have to make that first step. And that's what Brenda did. She did make that first step. It was scary and everything, but you know what? Everything that we've done in our lives has been.
Yeah.
And this is where she had a structure of support to help her to manage the conditions and the circumstances that were going to maybe be, louder and bigger than what she felt that she could do alone. And that's the thing that I share each time too, is that we're not meant to do this alone.
No.
That's why we have a tribe. That's why I've created this wonderful team for us to move forward, to create a movement. That's what we're doing, is we're creating a movement here in Des Moines, Iowa.
Wow.
And this is what it takes, is it takes that like-minded, compassion-filled, mission-minded people. And that's really what's happening right now. So what would you like to, what questions do you have? Or Brenda, is there anything else you'd love to share? And
I'd like to answer her question first because I can see it right on her face. And there was just one clarification that I wanted to make, and it may be even the same thing. Go for it.
It was about the two of you working together now and how things have changed for you. That was my original question. Did you want to add to that?
It's changed my level of confidence in myself. It's allowed me to meet other people who are supposed to be part of what we're doing. And, my project was so big that it seemed very intimidating to believe that I could even do that. But it really required the collaboration and the collective coming together to make it happen for many other people at different levels. And each person has their part that brings them joy and allows them to serve in some way. The women at the farm is very big. And so we have women who live there, and they also work in different capacities to help with farm animals. And
Like Daisy the goat. Is that Daisy the goat? We have a picture of
Duke and Daisy, the little miniature goats, and we have horses and ducks and chickens. And it just makes a difference to have these women helping us to create this healing place for others to come to for that deeper level of healing, healing of memories, just learning about different things, just getting back in touch with yourself there. And so she's given me confidence and courage. She's supported me. She's loved me. She's listened to me cry. She's listened to me yell. She's just loved me through it all and said, honey, you got this. And usually, okay, the big one is step back and just think about what it is that you have and what you can do with what you've been given and what you have now.
Yeah, she's so sweet. I love it. And is it true you actually got married there as well?
Yes, I got married at the ranch, and Brenda helped with all of it.
Oh my goodness.
We're classic overachievers, in case you were wondering.
Absolutely. I can tell. This is amazing. This is amazing. The new headquarters for Heroes for Home Care. My goodness. Yay.
It all comes together in the most amazing way. And I just see this beautiful tapestry that just makes a difference for other people. From my tagline for my business with the life journeys is changing the end of the story. And truly, that really carries over into what we're doing at the ranch too. It's just meeting people where they're at in their journey. There's no age restrictions, because everybody that we work with just needs a little extra coaching, advocacy, support, and a lot of love to know that they're not alone. Loneliness is like the biggest thing that is, affecting seniors as they're getting older,
Yeah.
and not just seniors, but many single adults. And so I think that when you're lonely, it affects your health and your emotional
Wellness
well-being.
and mind. Absolutely. And could you tell us what's happening coming up shortly? I think it's February 25th. Is this a self-care spa day? What's happening there?
Oh, yeah. I was asked, I don't even know if I brought that with me, but I was asked from the Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa to present for the next 4 months for an hour
Wow.
on a virtual spa day, on self-care, and on ways that I could help them shift to get to that point where that they understand that being a caregiver
Yeah.
also means being a care receiver. That's the
Beautiful.
law of circulation on how things work. And so,
Mhm.
I had mentioned before about the whole caregiver thing. Here's women, about 5,000 years, 500 generations. We have been showed and told that this is the expectation of us to care for others. And yes, we do. We love others. We want to care for others, but not at the expense of our own soul
Yeah.
and our own dream. And
Mhm.
so this is where it's up for releasing and repatterning, I believe, we're in 2022. And
Beautiful.
let's look at ourselves and expand from that. So, and then something really neat that I'll be sharing, I'll be doing my vision workshop for them and for the brain injury
And by the way,
caregiver.
that's BIAIA.org in case they want to check that
Yes.
out. Good.
Yeah. And so in one of these neat magazines that I get called Fresh Pickings, they say a renewed approach to well-being and renewal, recovery, all of these things are important, but looking at these 6 dimensions, occupational. Now, this is where it's so important when we're looking at everybody quitting their jobs and all of these, and everybody wanting to take a vacation from their job. I'll never need to take a vacation from my job because it's what I love and I can do it wherever I
Yeah.
want to in the pool. And so occupational, the occupational dimension recognizes personal satisfaction and enrichment in life through work. It means contributing your gifts, skills, and talents to work that is personally meaningful and rewarding. It's better to choose a career consistent with your values, interests, and beliefs than to select an unrewarding one. And that's what I'm going to be doing with coaching our caregivers. I'm going to give them the vision that they would love for their life.
Mhm.
And we're going to, Jeff and I and everyone, we're going to help support them to expand,
Got it.
to do what they
Wow.
love, because that's what's going to affect their physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, and emotional wellness.
Amazing. Amazing. Also on June 7th, I know you're going to be presenting your 3-hour workshop that's Seniors on the Move.
Yes, very excited about that. And that'll be a great opportunity to work with the senior population, because to really reinforce it really is never too early or too late to dream. It's just the next phase. And are you ready for it? How are you going to show up for your life at this phase? And with what Brenda does and we do with the caregivers, we're going to be helping them to be functional, but we're going to look at all the 4 domains of their health and well-being, their love and relationships, their creative expression in the world where they're at right now, and their time and money freedom. And so there's no regrets. There's always something that we can do to open that up. And I wondered, how much time do we have?
We have exactly 5 minutes.
Okay, so what I would love to do is I was going through things to prepare for today, and I found these notes that I made January 1st, 2019.
Oh, wow.
And it was about really why resolutions fail.
Mhm.
And because they're either too surface level and we're in a vibrational misalignment. It's so important. I talk about Reiki and all those kind of things, but it's about our energy and the frequency that we're vibrating at. And we want to vibrate at the level that our dream is. And so it's important that we come from that. But there's 5 steps in this visioning process. There's connection, compassion, clarity, congruence, and community. And so what I did is I wrote kind of where I was on January 1st, 2019. And so my connection, so what I thought about with my dream and living the life that I love, I thought about the day that I met my husband, the day that I met Patrick. And what a beautiful day that was in my heart and my mind, the pictures that I had, and the day that my daughter was born. And so I had put on here, the first thing you do before you ever set an intention is get yourself into the right energetic state. You quiet your mind and you connect to your inner space, your heart space. And so these were all things that I had done.
Yeah.
And I knew I had my vision all written out. And so I can go on with a lot of these things, but what I would love to share is this beautiful Valentine's card that I received from my husband.
Oh, for my beautiful
And it-
wife. I see the little popped up vase. Oh, it's like a 3D card.
Yes, and I'd love to read
Sure.
the verbiage in here because this is what I dreamed of. This was the kind of relationship, partnership, husband that I had always dreamed of since I was a little girl, and it's happened now. He said, the first time I saw you, I somehow knew you'd be important in my life. In my eyes, you were beautiful in so many ways. There was no doubt that I wanted to spend forever with you. And so when we got married, things were every bit as good as I'd hoped. And now you're even more beautiful than ever. Not
Aw.
only are you the woman of my dreams, but you're also my best friend. And as time passes, I fall more deeply in love with you. Happy Valentine's Day. All my love, Patrick. And so this was a result of me learning how to change my thinking
Yeah.
from where I was to what I would love. And I wrote out my vision of what I'd love. And this is a result of this. It's always happening. Every step we make, every little step, we don't see it, but it's all working together, just like it's all come together for Heroes for Home Care and us sitting here and having this conversation with you. But it does happen. And, to any of the listeners and viewers, you can go to thewholehealthway.com and you can schedule an opportunity for a
Perfect.
1-hour consultation, and it's free. And I'll help you unpack these paradigms and help you to create this vision. And we can decide if we're a good fit or not for you to move forward and for you to stand up for what you love in your life.
Beautiful. And
Makes a
unfortunately,
difference.
we are just about out of time with 30 seconds
course.
left on the clock. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got started late today. What
Yes.
else? How do you want to leave our listeners with? How can we reach out to you and get that free gift, of course? And thank you as well, Brenda.
Yes. And Susan this is so exciting. thewholehealthway.com/gift. And you can go to that and you can receive the gift and then take it to the next level and schedule an appointment, a consultation. I sculpt time out of my busy schedule every day to have that opening for you. So take this as an opportunity, invite yourself for that. And thewholehealthway.com. And Brenda, I'd love for you to tell about your business.
I still do some care management through lifejourneysgcc.com. And then we also, because of just experience and life, I specialize in working with families who've been through trauma, and particularly sexual trauma, sexual exploitation, and human trafficking, and just meeting people where they're at in the journey and listening and helping them find the resources that they need and bringing it together. And my website for the branch is www.fireflycreekranch.com. And then for more detailed information about our activities and what's going on, Facebook is the best place to go for more updated information, because I can overstate things too much, and I don't want to
That's
confuse
okay.
people.
Thank you so much, ladies. We appreciate your time today. Looking forward to the next time we speak.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.